It's become very normalized for us to just be in this constant state of worry when it comes to applying to medical school. This is true for a wide variety of reasons, but one of the most common ones is caused by our own inner insecurities. This need to compare ourselves to other people, usually those closest to us. With the limited number of seats that are available for us to actually get into medical school, it's no wonder that we feel this pressure. There's already a sense of competition created by this situation, when in reality, we also want to become team players at the same time. The environment in which we're given isn't the most suitable for making us team players in the long run sometimes. Competition is the opposite of cooperation. And when we have competition, this is what leads us to compare ourselves to other people and try to focus on doing better than them rather than working with them. And in an environment such as healthcare, where you need to work with other people, this goes against the very principle. A good example to demonstrate this can actually be seen from my time competing in the game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I've been going to tournaments for this game for a couple of years now, and I'd say I've done pretty well. I've grown so much as a person and a player throughout this journey, and I'm very proud of that. This is something that I've continued to pride myself on, and I want to continue to grow. There was one particular tournament when I went in having very little experience, and I managed to beat the best player in my hometown at that time. The best player in my hometown. I had been grinding this game for a while, been trying to spend hours and hours and hours just perfecting my craft. Something I had a lot of attachment to, something that meant a lot to me even as a kid, something that I could pour my heart into alongside my other passions. I was finally succeeding at that. I felt this sense of pride, this sense of happiness, this sense of accomplishment, knowing that I was able to do all that despite the fact that I still felt relatively new to all of this. I was like, wow, it paid off. My hard work paid off. Let's go. As time went on, I continued to get more tournament wins along the way, beating people who I struggled against in the past, overcoming those bracket demons, continuing to improve. I felt so good about my growth. And then what happened? I went to one tournament later on where I brought one of my friends at the time. This is a training partner, actually. We both help each other quite a bit. And they managed to beat me in the tournament, just like that. It was a wash. I couldn't even do anything. So, all that success seemed to go down the drain the instant I suffered this loss. And it was nothing against my friend. They earned it. They got that win, 100%. They deserved it. It was just, I got in my head. I compared myself to the other person. All of the success that I got on my own didn't seem to matter because I started to compare myself. This is something that I've also struggled with when it comes to academics, when it comes to other aspects of my life that I seem to put a lot of time into. And as an aspiring doctor one day, I needed to recognize this is not a healthy mindset to have. Comparing yourself to other people does nothing for you, and it's terrible for your mindset. The comparisons you should only be making are to your past self. And when it comes to comparisons are also something that I feel like are instinctual within us. We have been doing this since the beginning of time. We try to compare ourselves to other people as a way to try to improve ourselves and to make us feel happy with our accomplishments, to make us feel good about what we've done in comparison to other people. However, if abused, this type of thinking can be very harmful to us, and it can make us even do the opposite. It can make us not appreciate what we're doing and constantly just leave us unhappy and stressed with what we've been trying to do. And as a doctor, which is already a very stressful profession as it is, this is going to be very harmful. That is why learning to control this tendency as much as you can is very important. And you have more power than you think. What you should do is, at least this is what's worked for me, When I start to think about when I'm comparing myself to a person, this is because I tend to think, okay, this person is equal to me in this regard. Like, I just automatically assume that right off the bat, right? I just assume, okay, this person's equal. But the thing is, we tend to do this without actually knowing much about the person. We don't know what led them to make this. We don't know what led them to be equal to us, right? And the reality is, everybody has their own set of circumstances, their own drives, their own motivations, their own unique circumstances that lead them to do something, that lead them to strive for an accomplishment, as well as you. And this is perfectly okay. Is it really fair for you then to compare yourself against somebody else? Like, for example, me with my friend, right? My friend has had plenty of more time to learn the game than I have. I've been more focused on me pursuing my medical career, me pursuing other hobbies such as dancing or making music, that kind of thing. I've just been trying to do that a lot more. I haven't invested as much time into video games, into Smash. Of course my friend's gonna be better than me. I spent so much time beating them in the past in this game. Of course they're gonna level up. It just makes sense. It's not fair for me to actively compare myself to this friend. And if I wanna beat them, sure, I should try to do that if I want to. But again, by me actively just comparing myself over and over again, is that really fair? Is it really fair for me to be like, okay, I'm exactly equal to this person, I should be better than this person? To just make that assumption off the bat is not fair. I just have to take the responsibility. If I want to do better, I need to focus my time on this game. I need to focus my time on whatever passion I want to improve with. But you can do this without comparing yourself actively to the person. Just think, okay, don't put yourself on equal footing with them right off the bat. That's what people do when they compare themselves, and that's not fair to do. Look at what you've been doing and try to think, how can you improve instead? This is why you need to try to compare yourself to your past self and not to other people. Achieving excellence and achieving success is something that takes a long time to do. And this time is different for everybody because, again, everyone's unique. Everybody has a unique set of circumstances behind them. The realization I had for how to stop comparing myself to other people or how to approach it in a more healthier way was inspired by Healthy Gamer GG. I'll link the video as well as tag his channel in the description below, so please check out his video. If you want to achieve excellence, if you want to achieve success, don't waste your time trying to compare yourself to other people. Instead, focus your efforts on improving yourself and finally reaching the end of the timeline, finally reaching that point where you achieve your goals, where you finally set out what you want to do. And you can rest assured knowing that it's your goal, not someone else's goal, that you're focused on. And at the end of the day, remember, a good mindset is the best kind of medicine there is.